These days don't have quite the same significance as Christmas or Independence Day. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 weirdest American holidays.
On that flight that you get on, international, first class seat on my lap, girl, riding comfortable.
For this list, we're looking at the most surprising holidays people celebrate in America. We're being a bit loose with the definition of holiday here, meaning it doesn't have to be a day where work or other activities are stopped, but that we're also considering unofficial days that have been designated to recognize particular people, events, or causes.
But the one thing that everyone is talking about today, of course, Squirrel Appreciation Day.
This means that we're excluding the more popular holidays, however, so as strange as Groundhog Day is, you won't be finding it on this list.
Excuse me, where's everybody going?
To Gobbler's Knob. It's Groundhog Day.
Number 10, Flag Day.
You will find true love on Flag Day. Why, it's Flag Day today.
Or so we've heard. Celebrated on June 14th, this day commemorates the adoption of the flag of the United States on the same date in 1777. It's been celebrated for 100 years, and while the flag is a great symbol for Americans, it makes some people wonder whether they really need a whole day to celebrate it.
I don't know. I always made excuses about it, like I'm just a social drinker, or hey, come on, it's Flag Day.
The day is celebrated by flying the flag, but Americans already do this on other days, like it's going out of style.
This has been the worst Flag Day ever.
Regardless of your feeling towards Flag Day, we're pretty sure this is Michael Bay's favorite holiday.
We're gonna believe. We're gonna make America believe too.
Number 9, Middle Child Day.
Victory for the middle child!
Being a middle child sucks. You don't get away with everything your older sibling did, and it feels like you're always living in his or her shadow. At the same time, you don't get the attention or protection your younger sibling gets. But at least every year you can look forward to August 12th for the famous Middle Child Day. Or not so much.
Us middle children are just lost, somewhere in between.
Middle Child Day may seem like a well-deserved day for those who may be overlooked, but we're willing to bet your parents don't know about this day. And that pretty much sums up the life of a middle child.
You're a middle child. So am I.
Well, then you know what it feels like, not being special.
Number 8, Talk Like Shakespeare Day.
Romeo, oh Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?
William Shakespeare is arguably the greatest writer in English history. As an English-speaking nation, it only makes sense that Americans would have a day to celebrate the famous bard, who was born in England.
Acquaint you with the perfect spy, the time, the moment don't, for it must be done tonight.
Of course, they couldn't just have a National Shakespeare Day or anything like that. They had to go with Talk Like Shakespeare Day.
To be or not to be.
Celebrated on April 23rd, the same date that's traditionally observed as Shakespeare's date of birth and is also his date of death, Americans walk around town reciting Shakespearean sonnets or lines from his plays. Or they jump on social media and add the ending est to every word. Something tells us Shakespeare would have loved Twitter.
Did my heart love till now? Forswear its sight, for I never saw true beauty till this night.
Number 7, National Hairball Awareness Day.
Hairball.
We understand that there are positives and negatives to owning a cat, and we aren't interested in starting a war between dog people and cat people.
Stand still. I need to crush you.
Regardless of your opinion on cats, however, we could all probably agree that having a day dedicated to hairballs is a bit ridiculous.
What is that? Is that a hairball?
Celebrated the last Friday of every April, the day is supposed to help raise awareness and encourage people to implement preventative measures to help their cats manage their hairballs. Still, this is certainly one of the stranger days that people celebrate. Perhaps a pamphlet would make more sense.
Kitty, stay up with us.
No, I feel a hairball coming on.
Number 6, Pie Day.
But life isn't just mathematics, Max. I spent 40 years searching for patterns in pie.
A day for people who love math or eating pies, Pie Day is celebrated every March 14th because 3, 1, and 4 are the first 3 digits of the mathematical constant pi. People celebrate this day in a variety of ways, although the most common tradition is eating pie.
Go!
The first official celebration of Pi Day occurred in San Francisco in 1988, where people marched around in circles and ate fruit pies at the San Francisco Exploratorium. While perhaps not as strange as some of the other days on this list, it's still a bit strange to have an entire day dedicated to a mathematical constant, although we aren't complaining. Any excuse to eat pie is fine by us.
You know, Hilly, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you've been eating too much pie.
Number 5. No Socks Day.
This is good. Now we gotta surrender our socks.
Whether worn to show off your more stylish side or simply to keep your feet warm, we should all be appreciative of socks. Just not on this day.
Drop your socks and grab your Crocs. We're about to get wet on this ride.
Celebrated May 8th of every year, No Socks Day is a chance to let your feet have some fresh air and breathe. It was created by actor Thomas Roy and his wife, and is one of the many days that owe their existence to these two. If by some chance you happen to misplace your socks in your mad dash to take them off, however, have no fear. You can celebrate Lost Sock Memorial Day on May 9th. Who would have thought we would have so many days dedicated to socks?
I want to keep you on, and we all want to help you get to Alaska. But you've got to start wearing socks.
Number 4. Fruitcake Toss Day.
Look, I'm gonna cook dinner for us tonight. You have the fruitcake for dessert.
Fruit is delicious. Cake is delicious. Put them together and you get a disaster.
I picked up a fruitcake.
Realistically, not many people like fruitcake, and even those that do likely don't pick it as their first choice for dessert. Regardless, at every Christmas party, there's that fruitcake there, sitting behind the other desserts being completely and totally ignored.
I got over the girl in 3 weeks. Still lives in Cincinnati. Has 4 kids and gained 20 pounds. Sends me a fruitcake every Christmas.
If you host the party, the question remains, what do you do with the fruitcake nobody touched? You toss it out, of course. Celebrated the first Saturday in January, this day encourages people to get rid of their unwanted fruitcakes. We have to wonder why you need to wait so long, however. We recommend tossing it immediately after the end of the party.
You know what's beautiful? Fruitcake. All of the different colored little fruits living together in one cake.
Number 3. National Ex-Spouse Day.
I am sick of you accusing me of not being a good mother. 7 years I've been a good mother. Just remember when we went out. Just remember how you upturn a bench.
People complain about Valentine's Day as being nothing more than a holiday invented to sell products. But what about National Ex-Spouse Day? Observed every year on April 14th, exactly 2 months after Valentine's Day, this day is dedicated to recognizing one's former life partner. Now, some people may find that they actually get along better with their ex once they're divorced, but it still seems a tad strange to have a day dedicated to a failed relationship.
Just like you treat your mom nicely on Mother's Day and Father's Day, this has really started to get spouses to start thinking about treating their ex. Do something nice, like the Reverend thought at first of.
If your divorce was not friendly, however, we recommend skipping this holiday. A happy ex-spouse greeting card could potentially do more harm than good.
I don't know how we got here.
Number 2. Squirrel Appreciation Day.
Come here, you bastard!
Sharing the same date as National Hug Day, Squirrel Appreciation Day is observed every January 21st. Regardless of how you want to celebrate, we recommend not combining the two events.
Squirrel!
Why do we need to appreciate squirrels, you ask? We aren't entirely sure. But we are sure that the best way to appreciate squirrels is to do so from a distance.
Now, Squirrel Appreciation Day doesn't get the same attention as Groundhog Day, and that's because squirrels don't predict the weather. But I've got news for you. Neither do groundhogs, all right?
One way to do so is to prepare a source of food for the squirrels in your area, especially in the northern parts of the world, where squirrels may be running out of nuts and other delicacies.
I hate squirrels!
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Please, sir! I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late.
To a night we'll never remember. But the 4 of us will never forget.
Tooth Fairy.
Thank you, Mother Nature. Fellow council members, I'd like to again propose a new name for myself.
Oh, please.
Good heavens.
Number 1. Barbershop Quartet Day.
Hello. 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 Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
Who doesn't love a good barbershop quartet? What you may not have known is that there is an entire day dedicated to celebrating these ensemble singers, and that it's existed for decades.
'Cause I know what the girl them need. New York to Haiti. I got lipstick stamps on my passport. You make it hard to leave.
Celebrated every April 11th, this day allows people to return to the early 20th century when barbershop music found its popularity. This day is mainly celebrated by members of the SPEBSQSA, or SPEBSQSA, also known as the Society for the Preservation and Encouragement of Barbershop Quartet Singing in America. Try saying that 5 times fast, or singing it a cappella.
I'm telling you, it's mighty nice. Each trip's a trip to paradise.
Do you agree with our list?
You stopped caring.
What do you think is the weirdest holiday?
I'm on to you, kitty, and you're in big trouble.
For more top 10s published daily, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
All we're trying to say is, put your swords away for a second. Let's finish this and let's move on.